All right, so Brad, are you ready for your 10 questions?
I think I am.
I
We'll
appreciate
see.
the confidence.
We'll see.
All right, so here we go. Question number 1. If you had to choose between the two, which one would you pick? Batman's utility belt or a fanny pack?
Oh, Batman's utility belt. Always anything Batman. Absolutely.
Yeah? Would it change anything if I told you that the utility belt only came in black, gray, or yellow versus the fanny pack that comes in whatever color you want?
Oh no, it would not change anything about that choice.
What if I said that the utility belt can only be worn around your waist, but the fanny pack could go around your waist or over the shoulder?
I think I'm still good. I think I'm going to stick with the utility belt still.
Okay. All right. Question number 2. What is your favorite movie?
My favorite movie is Shawshank Redemption.
Really?
Mhm.
So what about that movie makes it stand out for you?
It is just some of the beauty in there. I remember the recording where they break into the warden's office and they play this opera, and all the men out on the ground just kind of stop and they take a moment and they look up in the air, and this beautiful music comes through and it gives them a sense of freedom even in prison.
Wow. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Freedom even in prison.
Even in prison.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, as long as we're deep, I'm going to ask you question number 3. What is your favorite quote?
My favorite quote is, I'm not going to get it perfectly, but it's by Buechner, a pastor named Buechner, writer, and he wrote that your calling is where the world's great hunger and your unique giftedness meet.
That's good. I've heard versions of that before. I didn't
Yeah.
realize it originated with him.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, quotes are good. Let's transition to advice. What is the best advice you have ever received?
The best advice I've ever received is, you can't fail if you never stop trying.
You can't fail if you never stop trying?
If you never stop trying, if you never stop trying, then you cannot fail. Right? As long as you're working at it, as long as you're working at something, and you stay with it, you persevere, you can never be a failure.
Wow. Do you remember who gave you that advice?
I do not know. I do not remember. I think I read it.
Do you remember about what age you were?
It was really recently, actually. It was really recently. Very recently.
Wow. That's some good stuff. A lot of people give up way too early and then they don't experience success. And it's not because they weren't equipped or they didn't have the skill set to go there. It's just they just stopped.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Remember that reminds me of that Abraham Lincoln. Remember that little card people used to have, or all the statements, all the things that he did when he got, quote, failing, right? Over and over again. And then, the rest of the story.
Yeah. He'd love that piece of advice.
Yeah, he would.
All right, next question. What was your favorite childhood toy?
My favorite childhood toy, if we can extend childhood till about age 12, would be
Childhood doesn't ever have to stop, Brad.
Well, it would still, no matter what age, even up till now, I would still say my favorite toy is a Honda CT70.
Really?
Uh-huh.
What makes that stand out?
Freedom. I mean, it was like, I love mini bikes and motorcycles from as far as I can remember. And we didn't have much money, but I begged and begged and begged until my dad bought me my favorite, the thing I'd always wanted, which was a little red Honda CT70. It's a 70cc, motorcycle, little bike that you can ride. Actually they're street legal, but you can ride them in the dirt, whatever. And the best summer of my life. My friend bought one too. Or his parents bought him one. And there was we had the church I went to, there was a bunch of property. And he and I, our parents would drop us off every day, and we would roam that property, and we could go anywhere. We'd go on the roads next to the property, which wasn't a smart idea. Race around on the roads, and best summer of my life. Best summer. Freedom. Total freedom.
I'm sensing a theme here. This is good.
Yeah.
All right. When you were a kid, question number 6. When you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
I wanted to be probably, I think I would say, an actor.
Get out. I did not see that coming.
Yeah. Well, that goes with my story too a little bit, where my story of my failure, right? But anyway, in a very
from our Breakthrough Moments podcast.
Yeah, from the Breakthrough Moment, it goes with that a little bit. But yeah, I think I would say that.
Nice.
Had an idea of fame and success, and I think that's where I wanted to find my significance.
Yeah. That's totally not personally relatable. All right, here we go. Yeah. Question number 7. What brings you joy?
What brings me joy is when I am able to encourage someone and they come alive to their own possibilities for success.
Ooh. I would totally drop the mic right now, but it's not mine. That was really good. So let's flip it. What brings you dread?
Dread is when I feel like I am different and irredeemable. Like, maybe not so much irredeemable, but so different from the rest of humanity that I don't belong. That's what gives me a sense of dread, when I feel like I don't belong anywhere.
This is all probably what makes you such an amazing counselor. The idea of freedom and supporting other people, what brings you joy, and that, like, that's
yeah,
awesome.
It's a lot of why I love it. Yeah.
So here we go. We're on the home stretch. Question number 9.
Okay.
What do you want to accomplish but cannot do on your own?
I just think of our organization. I think of, St. Louis Counseling Center and making an impact in St. Louis for people receiving encouragement and relationships being healed, that I can do that, help one at a time, right? One person, one couple at a time, but it's exponential when you work with a team. So much more fulfilling when you work with a team, and the impact can be greater.
All right, here we go. We're going to bring it in. Landing.
Bring it home.
Number 10.
Bring it home.
Question 10. What do you hope people say about you after you're gone?
Wow. I remember. This is totally different, but I remember a client telling me all of his people had left him. He had made some big mistakes, and everybody in his life had kind of disconnected from him. And he said somebody told him on his tombstone that it would be written, he was right, but he was alone. So I don't want that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So not that.
Not that. We'll just say not that. That's what I don't want. We'll just leave it there.
Anything but that.
But that.
Pepperonis. It's just something else on your tombstone. Mushrooms, olives. What do you want on your tombstone?
He was loved. He was loved.
Ooh, that's good. Well, Brad, I cannot thank you so much. Can't thank you enough for your time today. Thank you for sharing and being on the More Moments interview with me. Brad, you're awesome. Thank you.
A pleasure. A pleasure. Just like they say at Chick-fil-A. My pleasure.
Let's go get some chicken.